Hello everyone, welcome to the Applied Physics lecture series on lasers part 3. I am Dr. S. Deepthi, H&S Department, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Now we are going to have a topics on lasers are pumping schemes, components of laser and laser systems. In the previous video, we have learned about population inversion. Now population inversion can be achieved whenever there are three energy levels. So first of all, we have learned about two energy levels, that is E1 and E2, and the atoms in the ground state can be excited to the higher energy state and come to the ground state by releasing some amount of energy. This is what we have learned, and also we have learned about three levels where E1 is the ground state, E2 is the higher energy state, E3 is the excited state. And in these three levels, this one is called as metastable state, where the population inversion is achieved. Now we have pumping schemes in order to achieve the population inversion. The pumping schemes are, first pumping scheme is optical pumping scheme. In this pumping, the atoms are excited with the help of photons emitted by optical source like xenon flash lamp. This method is used in solid state lasers like ruby laser and ND-YAG laser. So see here, as we know about the lasers, here we are now used to have the how the laser is produced. The laser is produced by taking several amounts like the xenon flash lamp. So how the xenon flash lamp works? Xenon flash lamp means the flashlight, just it is the flashlight. The flashlight is going to fall on a crystal, and this will give the certain amount of energy to the atoms in the crystal, and the atoms are excited from the lower energy state to the higher energy state to produce a laser light. This is about a optical pumping method. Next, coming to the electric discharge method or direct electron excitation method. The electrons are accelerated with high velocities by strong electric field and they collide with gas atoms. So these atoms are raised to the excited state. So the gas atoms here used are argon ion laser and CO2 laser comes under this. So argon ion are the inert gases, and these inert gases are risen to the excited state from the ground state with the help of electric discharge method. So with their accelerated to a high potential, high velocities, and these excited atoms return to the ground state by releasing some amount of laser light. Here in the same way in the CO2 laser also. Here in the CO2 laser also we are having the same things as a previous argon ion laser. So the CO2 atoms are excited to the higher energy state and comes to the ground state by releasing some amount of energy in the form of a laser light. Next, coming to the inelastic atom-atom collision. This is also another type of electric discharge method where the atoms are excited and the excited atoms collide with one another in the higher energy states. For example, helium and neon. In helium and neon, the helium atoms are going to give energy to the neon atoms, and the neon atoms are going to de-excite to the ground states by giving laser light. This is a continuous laser. These laser atoms provide the population inversion needed for the lasing action. So this is about helium neon laser. Next, coming to the direct conversion method. This is a semiconductor laser. So due to the electrical energy applied in the direct band gap like gallium arsenide, etc., the combination of electrons and holes takes place and electrical energy is converted into the light energy. See the diagram over here. In the diagram, the N-type electrons are directly to the depletion region and the P-type holes are coming to the depletion region, and there the recombination of electrons and holes occur, and due to this recombination of electrons and holes, we are going to have a directly the energy, electrical energy is then directly converted into the light energy. Okay, laser light energy means where we are going to have a laser output. Okay, so here we want to know about direct band gap semiconductor. Direct band gap means the valence band and conduction band will be there. The valence band is having having electrons and the conduction band is totally empty. Then the electrons are going to exit from the valence band to the conduction band directly. These are known as direct band gap semiconductors. By the use of direct band gap semiconductors, we can have the more output. So here also, with that help of gallium arsenide, the light energy is produced by the recombination of holes and electrons. Now, chemical reaction method. In this method, the energy of population inversion comes from a chemical reaction. Example, dye laser. See, these dye lasers are used in a liquid medium. So, we have already seen about first solid laser, then gas laser, and then this is a liquid laser. So, the laser can be produced through gas as well as liquid. Next, in order to obtain a laser light, we need to know about the components of the laser system. There are three major components of the laser system. So, first one is pumping. As we have seen in the earlier slides, previous slides, the pumping can be produced by various pumping methods. This process by which atoms from the ground states are excited through the higher energy through various pumping mechanisms. Now, active medium. This is a laser material. This can be solid, liquid or gas. Now, optical resonator cavity. It consists of active medium kept in between two mirrors. That is, one is fully reflected mirror, another one is partially reflected mirror. See here, the mirror is, first one is fully reflected mirror, which is coated with black, and this is a partially reflected mirror. The excited atoms which are active, which are in the active medium, the excited atoms comes to the ground state and the laser will be produced and some amount of radiation will be produced. Okay, the radiated amount will be accelerated in between the partially reflected mirror and fully reflected mirror, or reflections will be takes place in between partially reflected mirror and fully reflected mirror, so that whenever they are in coherence with each other, then laser will be produced out. Required laser will be produced out by the acceleration of de-excited radiation. Okay, so the laser will be produced in such a manner whenever the atoms, the radiation produced from the atoms is in coherence with each other. This is about the components of lasers. Now, coming to the laser systems. See here, as we have known from first onwards, earlier onwards, there are three energy level systems. First one we have learned about two energy levels, E1 and E2. These are the two energy levels. One is ground state, another one is known as excited state. So, the production of laser through the two level laser systems, but this laser system has disadvantages. First, from the first onwards, we are learning about this two level laser system, but this has disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? The atomic system does not have a metastable state. Here we do not have any metastable state. The population inversion is not achieved through this method also. So, in order to achieve the population inversion, we need to have a minimum of 3 energy levels. Okay. So, the rate of spontaneous emission dominates the stimulated emission. Generally, all the atoms will be excited from a lower energy level to the higher energy level and de-excited from the higher energy level to the lower energy level by producing some amount of radiation. This is known as spontaneous emission. But in order to produce a laser light, we need to have only stimulated emission of radiation. So, in order to achieve that stimulated emission of radiation, we need to have a 3-level laser system and more than 3-level laser system. First, let us have the 3-level laser system and then about the 4-level laser system. So, this is 3-level laser system. So, the lasing action requires over here also, and higher energy radiation for a population inversion will be there. More number of atoms in the metastable state than ground state. See the diagram over here. There are 3 energy levels, E1, E2 and E3. So, whenever the atom in the ground state is there, then it will be excited to the higher energy state. Okay, directly to the state E3. Then there it will stay for a life period of 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds. Then it will return to the metastable state. And in the metastable state, the atoms will be collected and they will stay up to certain lifetime of the period, certain life period. Then they'll come to the ground state by releasing some amount of light in the form of a laser. So this is about 3-level laser system. Next, coming to the 4-level laser system. In this pumping scheme, there are 4-step transition in which atoms start from a ground state and comes back to the same state in 4 steps as shown in the figure. So see here, the ground state is there. The atom is in the ground state, always will be in the ground state. Then the atom will be excited to the directly to the 4th level, and then the atom will be stayed up to a certain time known as lifetime, and then return to the 3rd state. Here the 3rd state is the metastable state, which is where the population inversion will be achieved. So the excited atom will be coming to the E3 state or metastable state and stay here in the metastable state. The atoms will be collected in the metastable state and population inversion is achieved over here. Then the collected atoms will return to the E2 state by stimulated transition. If the atoms are more than available in the E3 state, then that is known as population inversion, and the population inversion is achieved in the E3 state. Then the stimulated transition takes place where the laser light is produced over here. Okay, na? Next, so here the atoms will be collected in the E2 state. Then from E2 state to the ground state, they will be coming to the ground state through the fast transition. This is about a 4-level laser system. So here we have learnt about how pumping schemes are working and how the components of laser system are there and what are the 3-level laser systems and 4-level laser systems. So to achieve, in order to get a laser output, we need to have a 3-level and 4-level laser systems. Thank you.